Snapper, what's going on? Bloody been snapping for a couple of days, have I? By the way, have I shown you my hockey stop on this thing? Check this out. I have a little track here where I start my Snapchats. I start gas bagging down there, race around this pole, run up here, but check this. Yeah! In other news, we're going to Tahiti shortly, so we've been trying to wrap up all the work that we've had to do. It's been a very busy week. Hence the no Snapchat stories for a day or two. But I want to do a quick little lesson today. There's something that I teach that a lot of people have trouble with. And that is this notion that I sometimes teach here, and I say, everyone knows what they would love to do with their lives. Everyone knows, they just might not acknowledge it or give themselves permission to pursue it. And the reason they might not acknowledge it or give themselves permission to pursue it is 3 reasons that I can think of. I want to talk about them because if you can know these, it could help. The 3 main reasons that I see are superego, memory imagination, and cloudy mind. We'll talk about each of the 3 really quick. Firstly, superego. Ego means I. If you go and Google this, go and look at the origin of the word ego. It literally means I. Your ego is your true self. If you've been reading a lot of modern day spiritual readings and teachings and texts, you might see that a lot of them they discourage living by the ego. Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, they discourage the ego. They're either dumb fucks or they actually mean the superego. The superego is the ego that you inject over the top of your ego. You superimpose it over the true self. Your superego is your subordinations to external authorities, traditions, mother, father, preacher, teacher. This is the one that if you live by, you're going to have a disempowered life. You're going to be frustrated because you're not being true to yourself. You're doing what you think you should be doing. And whenever there's a conflict between your superego that you've injected and imposed over yourself because you've looked up to people and infatuated with people and think that they had something that you didn't, and you have a conflict with your real ego, you'll feel scattered of mind, cloudy of mind, and you'll feel the tension, you'll feel internal conflict because you're trying to live by the superego to please the people that you've looked up to and subordinated to. And the negative emotional feedback responses that you're getting and the tension in the body is a feedback mechanism to say, hey, you're not being true to yourself. Fuck these motherfuckers. Go and do you. I guarantee that every single person watching this right now has at least a little bit of superego injected. I got some. You know you have superego whenever you use the word should. Oh, we're going to set up a swear jar here, except fuck the swear jar. We're going to have a should jar. We're going to call it the should. Whenever Robert and I use the word should, we're like, oh, bad word. Joking about the should jar, but kind of serious. Whenever you say the word should, write it down. Write down what you think you should be doing. Eventually you'll have a puzzle there. You'll have a picture to see who you subordinate to. In fact, you put down all the shoulds. If you extracted all the shoulds from your mind, you will have a picture of your superego. And you might even be able to see who the individual people are that you've looked up to. You got a page with 600 shoulds. You'll see, motherfucker, this is my parents. This is my mum or dad. I'm living according to what they think that I should have been doing. It's a superego. Second up, memory and imagination. This is called lack of presence. Whenever you're not present, when you're not in the present moment, you're either memorizing the past or imagining the future. Memory and imagination is not present. Now, when you're running a business or you're doing life, there's certain things that you're going to have to pull out of your memory, and there's certain things in planning and goal setting that you're going to have to imagine into the future. You need to do it, but if you become a slave to your memory and imagination, you can live your whole entire life out of presence, and you can always be living in the future, and that's not wise. Because when the future that you imagine rolls around, guess what's going to happen? Your mind's not going to be there. You're going to be in the future of that future, and you'll never get there. You never live, and that's not what we're here for. And thirdly, cloudy, scattered mind. And I want to give you a little tutorial, a little thing that you can do for this. It's a phenomenal exercise that you might want to try. Firstly, understand that clearing up a cloudy mind can be very difficult. Where do you start? Oh my God, my mind's cloudy. Where do you even start? Here's a tip. The ancient masters had a phrase, as above, so below. As below, so above. Go and Google it. You guys have seen this diagram a million times now. Here we go. Body, mind, soul. It goes up like this. Down here in the physical plane, we have the slowest oscillations, the slowest frequency. As we go up, it gets faster and faster and faster and oscillates faster. The lower mind, we have the animal mind. It's oscillating faster. The higher mind has got a very rapid oscillation. Then the soul's infinite. Of course, this is just a very elementary, basic representation, a two-dimensional representation of the vertical scale of conscious awareness. These horizontal lines that I've just drawn in represent the boundaries between the differing planes of existence. Down here, where our body lives, is the physical plane. There's a boundary then to the mental plane. And then there's a boundary from the mental plane into the spiritual plane. These are just differing degrees of vibration categorized by particular names that we've got here. Think of ice, water, steam. Ultimately, all is one. It's all the same thing, just differing degrees of vibration. We have different ways of interpreting them through the senses. That was a kind of a roundabout way of saying that your mind and your body are connected. Your physical space and your mental space are connected. So, if you have cloudy thoughts, if you have cloudy mind and you fucking don't know what's going on, you're a bit unclear, you're a bit uncertain, go and clean up your physical space. Literally, go and do a spring clean. Go and sell shit, go and tidy shit up. Have you ever noticed our house is spotless nearly all the time? When you wake up in the morning, make your bed. Make it clean. Keep your shit organized. Have a place for everything. And if you can tidy up and have an order to things, I guarantee it'll change your thoughts. It'll change the clarity in your head. The clearer your space, the clearer your mind. As above, so below. In the physical plane, in the mental plane. And the reason you might want to tackle it from below in the physical plane is that the physical plane is easy to master. We've only got 4 dimensions here. Go and clean your shit up. And that will affect your thoughts. There's heaps of different ways you can do it as well. You can go and clear your email inbox. You can clear your desktop icons. You can go and clear your space on your desk where you work from. Any of your spaces. You might want to do kitchen, utensils, all this kind of shit. Whatever you're inspired to go and do. It could be the garage if you prefer that kind of thing. It could be the outdoors. It could be mowing. Might sound a bit crazy, but you know what? I've never ever met someone who's clear, certain, grounded, present, balanced of mind, who lived in a shithole. As above, so below. As below, so above. Hope you enjoyed today's mini lesson. Let me know if you got something from it.